Nearly every famous comic book franchise has explored alternate universes at one point or another. From Marvel's What If to DC's Elseworlds, alternate universes give writers a chance to let their imaginations run wild while letting the fans enjoy their favorite characters in wildly different scenarios. In a similar vein, Dynamite Entertainment is sending some of its biggest adventure icons into a massive parallel reality story with Altered States' Warlords. The series brings Red Sonja, John Carter, Dejah Thoris, Tarzan, and Vampirella into a Barsoom-centered crossover where one major question changes everything. What if John Carter wasn't the first human from Earth to reach Mars? Or, as the Martians call it, Barsoom. The first issue has already dropped and it's a treat and a half. Written by David Avallone, known for his work on Elvira and other Dynamite titles, and illustrated by Mariano Benitez Chapo, whom you might recognize from Vampirella, Elvira, and Savage Tales, Altered States Warlords begins with the Hyrcanian warrior Red Sonja entering Barsoom and exposing a heartless religious scheme run by the Holy Therns. Let me tell you the whole story in great detail. From Earth to Barsoom. The year is 10,000 BCE during the ancient age of Red Sonja's world. Sonja and Tamsin explore the deserted ruins of what looks like an ancient temple. They walk into the structure, which is overgrown with moss and trees, with bricks falling apart around them. Tamsin is surprised that they seem to be the first people to find the place. They're soon proven wrong. Inside, they find the skeletal remains of previous explorers. Tamsin isn't scared of that though, because his eyes are fixed on the glowing blue stone ahead of him. Seeing that whatever killed the previous explorers is nowhere in sight, Tamsin grabs the stone, despite Sonja warning him not to. As soon as he touches it, a blue spark shoots out from the stone and surrounds Sonja in a swirling electric tornado. When the blue storm stops, Sonja finds herself transported to a new place. She figures it could have been worse, since at least she's still alive. Two gray, bald humanoids spot her and call her an intruder, but since they're speaking a foreign language, Sonja doesn't understand what they say. One of them grabs Sonja's hand to throw her out, but Sonja flicks her arm and sends the humanoid flying. She's surprised he isn't as heavy as he looks, but she doesn't have time to stop and think about it because another humanoid attacks immediately. She throws him away too and walks out, still not willing to draw her sword. When Sonja steps out of the dome though, she's shocked by what she sees. A completely different race of people is walking, talking, and living their lives on a red planet. Red Sonja is on the red planet, Mars, better known in Edgar Rice Burroughs' lore as Barsoom, in the city of Helium. Sonja is still taking in the sights when two more humanoids attack her with swords. She jumps away to dodge them, and to her surprise, she flies much higher than she expected before landing. A red-skinned man nearby notices what's happening and rides towards her on his four-eyed mount, but before they can have a proper conversation, the Hecador, the leader of the Grey Humans, knocks her out with a staff. He then takes her inside and chains her up to learn her secrets. The Holy Therns and the Secret of Issus. The gray humanoids are the Holy Therns, and their leader is Shang Tapu, the Hecador. He's a powerful telepath, made even stronger through the mysterious Eighth Ray. He presses his fingers against Sonja's forehead to access her memories, but he's overwhelmed because he's never read the mind of someone from Earth, or, as the Barsoomians know it, Jasum. What he doesn't know is that by reading Sonja's mind, he's opened a door both ways. Sonja also gains access to his memories. Her mind is flooded with images, and she learns that she's landed on the red planet Barsoom. She also learns the truth behind the Holy Therns. They present themselves as missionaries spreading the religion of their goddess Issus. They lure Barsoomians with the promise that one day they'll float down the river Is and be welcomed into eternal paradise. But of course, that paradise is a lie. Many Barsoomians have already followed the river expecting bliss, but instead, they walked right into a trap. They were slaughtered by the monstrous beings that live in the Valley of Is, and the Therns later ransacked their corpses. This savage truth isn't the only thing Sonja receives from Shang Tapu's mind. She also learns the Barsoomian language. When Sonja wakes up, she pulls herself free from the chains. This is partly thanks to the gravity difference between Earth and Mars, though gravity is barely a concept Sonja herself understands. She doesn't know why she's so strong here, and honestly, she doesn't need to. She can feel it, she likes it, and that's enough. Sonja lifts the stone slab she was laying on and throws it at a Thern, killing him instantly. The other Therns attack, but Sonja defends herself fiercely. Before the fight can escalate further, the red-skinned man from outside puts a stop to it. The man is Padwar Baden Khan, acting under orders from the Jeddak, who wants everyone brought before him. If you know Edgar Rice Burroughs' Barsoom books, you'll know that a Jeddak is basically a king or emperor, while a Padwar is closer to a military officer rank. Shang Tapu doesn't appreciate this intrusion. He demands to deal with Sonja himself because she trespassed in their temple and killed a holy Thurn, but Baden Khan reminds him that the Jeddak rules in Helium, not the Hekador. Tapu reluctantly agrees to appear before the court and decides to bring the 8th Ray Dynamo with him. Sonja faces the court of Helium. Padwar Baden Khan and Sonja exchange introductions, and he offers her a throat, the multi-legged, multi-eyed Barsoomian riding beast. Sonja approaches it like she would a horse and rides it easily, because apparently landing on Mars doesn't stop her from being Red Sonja. In the Jeddak's court, neither Baden Khan nor the Jeddak initially believe Sonja's claim that she's from Earth. Tapu confirms it though, because he's seen the truth in her mind. He then demands justice. According to him, Sonja trespassed into the Thurn Temple, murdered one of their people, and came only to sow chaos and division amongst the people of Helium. Sonja fires back by revealing what Shang Tapu and the Holy Thurns have been doing to the pilgrims who believe in their false paradise. Tapu is furious. He aims his spiritor, but the Jeddak reminds him that he's in the royal court and has just disrespected it by drawing a weapon. Tapu backs down and offers apologies for letting his passions get the better of him. The Jeddak, however, isn't foolish. He understands that his people are drawn to the religion of Isis because of the Hekador's promise of paradise. But he also has to ask an obvious question. Why would a woman from the far blue star suddenly appear just to make a false accusation? Since Helium believes virtue and truth should prevail, the Jeddak declare a trial by combat. Red Sonja and Tapu accept, and Tapu is very, very eager to destroy the Hyrcanian warrior. Red Sonja versus the Hekador. Sonja borrows Baden Khan's sword, while the Hekador readies his own weapon. Tapu promises he will end the whole thing quickly, but Sonja isn't bothered. He's not the first sorcerer she's killed, and she doesn't expect him to be the last. Their weapons clash with great ferocity. Sonja breaks Tapu's staff in two, and the Hekador falls to his knees. He begs his goddess Isis to save him, while the Thurn who came with him releases the 8th Ray Dynamo. The click of the dynamo distracts Sonja for a fraction of a second, and when she turns back, she sees that Tapu has pulled out a dagger. As soon as he raises it, Sonja stabs him, telling him that neither his goddess nor his dagger will save him. Then the dynamo opens. The hooded figure of Isis rises out of it like a genie from a bottle, demanding to know who the Outworlder is who dared to murder her Hekador in front of the approving eyes of the Jeddak. The Jeddak offers his apologies and thanks Isis for her presence. He explains that they were following the ancient rules of trial by combat. Isis is furious that the Jeddak would defy a goddess, and the Thurns, who claim to offer paradise, all for an insect from another planet. The Jeddak stands by his decision and asks whether she expects him to dishonor their ancient ways for a goddess whose Hekador was defeated in single combat. Damn, Jeddak, you didn't have to go that hard on her, but you did, and honestly, we love you for it. Isis demands to know what the Jassoomian has offered that equals her promise of eternal life. Sonja answers that she offered the rarest and most precious thing of all, the truth. That answer pushes Isis beyond reason. Energy orbs begin to form in her hands. If there was going to be a trial by combat, then apparently the goddess herself would join the fight. Sonja notices the Thurn with the dynamo and tells Baden Khan to get him. Baden Khan knocks the Thurn out with a punch, while Sonja grabs the broken spear and fires an energy blast at the dynamo. The dynamo begins to pull Isis back inside, but the goddess refuses to leave without vengeance. She fires a spell at Sonja, who tries to block it with the broken parts of the spear, but the force is too much. Sonja is turned into a stone statue. The Jeddak watch in awe. Baden Khan is afraid of what may come next, but he and the Jeddak are determined to follow Sonja's noble example, whatever happens next. John Carter enters the picture. 11,800 years later, and Sonja is still a stone statue. The current Jeddak, Tardos Mors, receives news from his Padwar that a second Jassoomian has arrived in Helium. This man has incredible strength and can leap great distances, just like Sonja once did. He's also rescued the Jeddak's missing daughter from the Warhoon. The Padwar continues, saying that the Tharks call him Dotar Sojat, but the man calls himself John Carter. And with that, the issue drops its big hook. The Tharks and the Warhoons are different peoples in the Barsoom books, and John Carter's arrival is one of the defining events of Edgar Rice Burroughs' Mars mythology. But in this shared timeline, Carter isn't the first human from Earth to reach Barsoom. Red Sonja came before him, exposed the Holy Thurns, challenged Isis, and may have changed the political and religious fate of the planet long before Carter arrived. That's what makes Altered States Warlords so interesting. It's not just throwing famous characters together for a cheap crossover, it's asking how Barsoom changes if another legendary warrior enters the story thousands of years before John Carter. What comes next? We expect the next issue to explore more of Barsoom's political dynamics, the Tharks, the Warhoons, the legacy of Sonja's arrival, and John Carter's own adventure on Mars. This first issue really sets the bar high, and I am especially curious to see how Sonja is released from her stone prison. That cliffhanger left me with so many questions, but to get the answers, we'll have to wait for the second issue of Altered States Warlords. The plot of the first issue is gripping, and it moves at breakneck speed, which is a pace I can get behind since social media has apparently fried my attention span. Everything happens beat after beat, but it doesn't feel rushed, and that's what makes the narrative effective. The art is good, though I wouldn't say it's the strongest part of the comic. The sharp colors grab your attention, and the characters remain visually consistent, even if some expressions feel a bit exaggerated. Still, the overall look works for a pulpy sword and sorcery Barsoom adventure. If you're someone who likes fantasy, Barsoom, Red Sonja, John Carter, Tarzan, Vampirella, or the wonderful world of Hyrcania, I definitely recommend reading Altered States Warlords. And when you do, don't forget to come back and sound off in the comments because we'd love to hear your opinions on this book. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It's a small click for you, but it really helps us make more of these videos, and we really appreciate every one. That said, that's all we got for you today, but we'll be back soon with more awesome stuff. Until next time, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and we'll see ya in the next one.